Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well as I always do. Today's video is we're talking about the death of football. Now, I've mentioned this quite a few times over the last few years, for those that have been watching the channel on a regular basis. More specifically since the Super League crap came out, summer before last. Well, last summer I should say. You know, it's getting crazy. It really, really is. Now, on Wednesday afternoon, or probably first thing Wednesday morning for that matter, the Premier League heads are getting together to talk about updating the options when it comes to COVID, in terms of games being postponed. And one of the proposals being put forward is it has to be at least proof for at least 4 players that are out with COVID. Now, the stupid thing is back in December that it was told that a club have to be able to put out a goalkeeper and 13 outfield players in order to play a game. If they can't, then the game, if they weren't able to fulfill that because of COVID alone, then they would be able to postpone the games. And of course, loopholes were found and blah, 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 blah. The rest is history, as we know. Now, as you guys know, I've been very, very vocal recently, both on Twitter and on here. I did it on one of the previews. I think it was the Leeds at home preview, if I remember right, where I said that it's getting beyond a joke. And when I'm talking about the death of football, I'm not just saying about this COVID situation. Yes, the Premier League haven't handled it brilliantly since the pandemic started over in China. Since it hit here, really. Give or take a few weeks, 2 years ago. That's when it first really hit. You know, from the middle of March, or the early stages of March, everything shut down. So it's going to be 2 years, basically, very, very soon. So, but when I say about the death of football, I'm talking about everything, not just that. I'm talking about the corruption that's been in football for the last 25, 30 years. I'm talking about clubs like Derby, big, huge, sustained clubs that are on the verge of disappearing because owners are coming in not looking after the club. They're coming in like Mike Ashley was trying to do with Newcastle and succeeded. Wanted to make a profit off the back of something that is important to hundreds of thousands of people a week. It's all well and good having the capital to say, yeah, we can buy this and this is our long-term plan, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't do that, if you don't adhere to the facts, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a big, big difference between what's happening with Derby and what Mike Ashley did with Newcastle. What Mike Ashley did with Newcastle was to make sure that they turned over a profit, and that's it. That's all he cared about. That's all he cared about, and he cashed in. Now, obviously, as we know, it was trying to buy Derby as a result because they're on the verge of liquidation, exactly the same as all the other businesses that he's previously purchased. To make a profit, he wants to tie them over. He wants to make them profitable again. Doesn't want to make them a successful football club. He wants to make them to be profitable, and which are two totally different things. But it's just about that. It's everything in football, guys. You and I have all got our own reasons why football is dying. Some people have said that in terms from a West Ham perspective. Some people have said that football is dead since we moved from the bowling ground or Upton Park, depending on your point of view. And of course, 100% I get it. Some people say that bringing in VAR and overturning decisions that were right in the first place because of some stupid tackle that was made 3 passes back is the death of football. Again, completely agree. Guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts on what's killing the game is. But we've all got our own reasons behind why we think this football style of running the leagues and all the rest of it. We've all got our reasons. The Super League is the biggest reason recently. You know, for me personally, I've said this for about 20 odd years minimum, I should say. No real player is, with exception of like Messi in his heyday, Ronaldo in his heyday, Rooney in his heyday, etc., are worth more than £1 million. They're just not. It's how much corruption is in football. And when I say corruption, I don't just mean the monetization of it. I'm saying the moral Come on, put my tongue back in. The moral perspective has disappeared. Completely disappeared. I know we all make a bit of tongue-in-cheek about, you know, when we're at the football ground and then all of a sudden the referee makes a decision that's gone our way because that's happened to the opposing team 3 or 4 fouls beforehand, and it's been given every single time. You know, we do that ironic cheer, and you know, I know everybody's taking the piss out of all these big decisions. Like, for example, you know, Cavani was offside, albeit very, very small, with the Man United goal. You know, there's no way in hell that should have been a penalty for Liverpool at the weekend. You name it, there's loads of reasons. You know, we've got loads of documented reasons. I still maintain that VAR is a good tool. It's just not being applied correctly. I've been saying that since the World Cup, and over the last 4 to 5 years, people have been really, really coming around to my perspective now. So I'm not sitting there thinking, you know, I'm the god of football and all the rest of it. Far, far, far from it. It's just the fact that I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm part Jedi. You know, I can see things coming a lot quicker than a lot of other people can from certain points of view. But anyway, what I'm talking about is the death of football, and that is how everything is now. As I say, with teams like Derby County be going down to the wire because they're getting bought out by people that just want to make a profit and can't really sustain a football club. You're looking at Hull City as well, for that matter. They were very, very close. Blackburn were very, very close. As a West Ham perspective, we're very, very close. We've got £250 million in debt, and that's a big, big problem. It's a big, big problem, which is one of the reasons, and as I said at the time, and I have done for the last couple of years, this is the reason why David Sullivan wants 300 million plus for the club, because that's how much the debts are. And obviously, you know, that's 80% of the debt he wants to wipe, which is what you've got to do when you sell a football club. But it's not been communicated that way because all his mouthpiece and a few other places are saying that the debt is a third of that. It's not, guys. It's not. Trust me. If you want to know what I'm talking about, watch this video here, where I talk about the current annual debts. Go watch it. It's a little bit tedious, granted, but I try to sum it up as big as possible, and that's what I'm talking about. Corruption in football is the fact that in every single way, there's big decisions are going against the smaller clubs and in favour of the bigger clubs. We need to go back to grassroots football style. I'm not saying like Sunday league football or anything. What I am saying is the fact that we need to be in a position where we are watching football because we're enjoying watching football. You know, like you, and I want to be watching Match of the Day and going, yep, that was the right decision. Yep, that's the right decision. Nobody's perfect in any shape or form. There's always going to be mistakes, but you know, because at the end of the day, people are human beings at the end of the day, and always will make mistakes. But the point is the fact that it needs to change. We've been saying it for decades. It needs to change. Football needs to change. We need more governance. We need more transparency with things. We need to have football clubs not run as a business anymore and being back to being run as a football club. But we're never going to see that with the football money that's available. TV deals, league sponsorships. You know, West Ham, as an example, have got 20. Well, at last count, it was 23 separate sponsors. 23. I said about how the Premier League handled the Project Restart when that happened. All the games went ahead behind closed doors. Granted that we were able to watch them over BT, Sky Sports, Amazon. That was brilliant. And even the BBC had a few games broadcast. Brilliant. Love that. That's how we should be seeing football. It doesn't make any difference if a club's on TV, a game's on TV, a supporter is not going to go, do you know what? I'm not going to go to the football. I'm not going to go down and see my mates and have a few beers and get involved in the songs and having a laugh with my mates. I'm going to sit at home and watch the telly. Bollocks. It's never going to happen. The reason why there's death in football is the death of football is because us fans are the last consideration. We used to be the first. apart from, once the order used to be chairmen, shareholders, fans, players, manager. That used to be the level of importance throughout the majority of the clubs. Once the shareholders got all their dividends every year and the owner did whatever he wanted, third on the list was please the sponsor, was please your fans. You look at Everton. You look at the way West Ham's run. You look at the way that Newcastle was run. Fans are about as important as a manager now. They want us there on match day. They want us there for our money. They want us there for us to be able to buy their buy their programs and their shirts and all the rest of it. We're important when they want us. We're not even thought about when they don't. The only time that fans are important to football clubs is when it's the end of the season and the pitch comes in about how when you're going to be able to renew your season ticket, or when we are available, when we're able to buy the new shirts and the new t-shirts and the kits and the socks and the mugs and the lighters and all the rest of it. That is the real death of football. Fans being considered less important than how we were. That football community attitude has all but dried up. You just have to look at it. Open your eyes, take off your Claton blue tinted glasses, and you will see that we are no more important than how you're important to your manager at work. You're important when they need answers from you, but other than that, you're not even considered. So guys, apologies that this video's gone a little bit longer than I wished, and I hope you've been able to hear me alright, because I've still had a bit of a cold over the weekend and I'm still recovering from it a little bit, so my voice is a little bit croaky, so I might sound a little bit more moody than I should. But guys, thank you very, very much for your time. I will try and do a video over the weekend for you guys as well, just to keep the channel ticking over, but I won't make content for the sake of it. I'm not like other YouTube channels, just making content so they're getting viewers in all the time. I don't do that. I bring stuff to you that I feel is important, because you guys run this channel as well as I do. So guys, as always, put your comments in the comments section below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know what your death of football is, because I know a lot of people are thinking the same sort of thing, just in different ways. So guys, in the meantime, look after yourself, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you very, very soon. All the best now. Take care.